Hey guys, real quick. So I just finished the offer form, which is also called the contract to purchase real estate standard form. So basically, up here, your name. In this case, I'm not going to go and look at the owner's name and address. Our address is that one there. Um, just because chances are this might not happen anyway, so I don't want to go through that level of detail. It's a little after 12 o'clock now, so I don't want to waste time doing stuff that isn't 100% necessary. Agent, that's me. That's you guys there. Address of the property. Us as the agent that has introduced you to the building. Purchase price. $1,000. We didn't talk about this here. What you guys have currently in the bank. So even with any money that you're going to get from mass housing, through grants, through anything that we can get our hands on. We still need to bind the offer and the purchase and sales to make it legal contracts. Sometimes they will reimburse the money that you put in some kind of like a no down payment kind of situation. Sometimes it just adds to the overall amount and they don't reimburse. So we'll figure that out with Jason. I just threw a number in here, $1,000 at the deposit, the at the offer, and that would be a check. I put here delivered forthwith, which means after they've accepted it. But for a strong offer, we want to at least show them a picture of the check, um, so that they know that there's a check that's real, that's been written, and can be delivered quickly to them. So we'll have to talk about the $1,000. Are you comfortable with that? The more, the better. The more skin in the game you have, and the more comfortable the seller is that you're not going to just take off. Same thing here. 5,000 at the purchase and sales. Do you have it? Do you not have it? Are you comfortable with it? The more money here, the stronger your offer is, because basically you're risking as long as you stay within these dates in here, you're really not risking. Um, but if you mess up or if I mess up, then you're risking that money. And I definitely won't allow you to expire on these dates. We either hit them or ask for the dates. We either hit the dates or the we ask for extensions to deliver on that. So as long as we communicate back and forth, your money will be safe 100% all the time. I've got a board to my left here where I list all the dates of things that have to happen. Then I put in Google Calendar reminders a day, 2 days before, saying, make sure you get this, make sure you get this, make sure you get this. We all get copied on that so that we can stay on point, make sure that we're hitting certain things and that they're hitting certain things. It's not just us, it's them too. So that we can kind of work together, make sure that certain things happen at a certain time or before a certain time to make sure that things are flowing forward and nobody's money is at risk. So let's talk about that. I've got an idea about checks, and we should talk about that so that you're not writing repeated checks over and over and over. Today, we're not even going to give them a check. We're going to just sign this, give them this, and some of the other documents that we need to give them. If they accept it, then I'm sure we can produce a check real quickly. Make sure that you're okay with 1,000, 5,000s. Duration of offer, I gave them until tomorrow at 2 o'clock, typically 24 hours, unless they ask for more than that, which I didn't see in the MLS documents. So I just arbitrarily went with that. Purchase and sales, 7 days later, more or less. I threw that number up there. Closing, I did the 30-day if we need against the 45. Just like I said, Marco, better to ask for forgiveness than to ask for permission. That way, once they're tied up into a deal, they're not going to back out of it. So we'll just do an extension and get this to the middle of July, the end of July, the 45 days if we need. If we can do it in 30, awesome. Let's do it. Escrow is going to be held by KW. It was like a Boston group, KW Boston. This is good enough for now. Mortgage is the 28T5, which came off of the pre-approval. So the difference between the 299 and the 285 would be what you guys would have to come up with one way or the other. Either money that you have in the bank or grant money that's coming in through somewhere else. And I'm going to email Jason right after this. So a commitment letter, commitment for financing. This comes from the bank saying that they've checked you out. They're happy with everything. 285. is what they're lending, and 14 days more or less before the closing is the time that we're saying that we'll have that commitment letter from the bank. If not, again, extension to make sure that we're covered. The application. So once we have a fully signed purchase and sales agreement, both you and them, I supplied that to Jason. He starts an application, a folder, a file for you guys, and then starts the process forward with the things that he typically has to do to get the loan completed. This is done, I think it did like a week after we got the PNS. A day after the PNS. So if we get a fully signed PNS by 6/6, which sometimes we get well before that, we are telling them we will absolutely have an application with Jason the day after we receive a fully signed PNS. Inspections, we're not waiving that contingency because we really shouldn't, and in this market we don't have to. I think it did like a week after the offer is signed, so we have some time to find a home inspector, have the person go there, check things out, and then make a decision on what we want to do. It is an as is, or we're trying to post it as an as is. So, they're saying you can do a home inspection, but don't expect us to change anything or fix anything. So, and that's fine as long as we're getting information, you're comfortable with things as we're going along. We can go from there. If we find something terribly crazy, then that's stuff that we want to find and make sure that we're covering and taking care of you. I haven't crossed the bridge here with this agent as far as, and she's probably not going to respond to me at this point, the home inspection and getting the electric on. So we may have to be on us to call the electric company, get it turned on, pay for that, have the home inspector go in, check out what's going on, and then shut off the electricity after that, assuming we get to that point and they allow it. But the home inspection is something that is a contingency and something that gives us a way out of the contract if you don't like what you see for any reason. All right. Nothing here. You can kind of read through that. If you've got any questions, let me know. Additional terms subject to passing Title V, seller scheduled for 5/30/2023. Difference of required loan deposit to be delivered at closing. So what this means is you're putting in the 1,000 and 5,000. The difference between the 285 and the 299, whatever that comes out to, 15 or something like that. That money you would have to bring to closing one way or the other, and we'll figure out those details. Sometimes they'll do the math and they'll go, "Wait a minute, something's missing here. 1,500, 5,000. There's money missing." I'm telling them that, yep, there's money missing. It'll be delivered at closing, just so that they're satisfied with that. So that is a typical offer form. There'll be signatures here: accepting, rejecting, and making a counter offer. If they make a counter offer. Once this gets signed, then we're moving forward to the purchase and sales. So don't forget, in a full offer form, you would have this signed. You're going to have a check, more than likely, if we're going to be serious and really want something that we're putting an offer in on offer, a image snapshot of a check for that 1,000 or whatever it is that we decide, made out to the agent, and then that will be part of this package. Offer, check, paperwork that you guys already signed showing that I am an agent working for you guys. They don't want just miscellaneous agents that only get offers from miscellaneous people, because obviously that would be a bad thing. And then the pre-approval, which I got in front of me. So those four things. In this case, I have to bundle them all together as one document, and that's fine. Whatever it is that they require for us to do, I'll make sure that they get it in the format that they like. So that's the kind of 5 cent tour of what we need for an offer. I don't know how much time I've got left on this video, but what we could do to save you guys on checks is, if you're okay with 1,000, put in the 1,000 on the snapshot. Put in the 1,000. Leave the agent's name blank. Leave the address in the memo blank, and then sign it. And what I'll do is I will, with like dot loop, put in the agent's name, the address, MLS number, and send that with each offer. as proof that this is the check that you're going to be sending. Sometimes it's acceptable to them, sometimes it's not. Sometimes, and then for the ones that it's not, we're going to have to just basically waste checks. Do one check for this. If it works, great. If not, void it, get rid of it, and do checks over and over. So sometimes I've gotten away with doing it that way, where you had those two spots blank. I put it in specifically for that person or that company, that deal. They accept it, and then once they accept it, then you can physically put it in the check and supply it. We'll do a new picture um, for that check. So try to save you some checks so that you're not writing 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 15 checks and voiding a ton of them out. So just an option, something to think about. We can get to that point when we get to that point. All right. I'm going to send this over to you now. We're going to skip the check altogether. In this case, once I get this back, I will take this, the agency paperwork, the pre-approval, slap it all together, send it out by 2 o'clock. It's 12:30 right now, and we'll go from there. All right. See ya.